Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we are continuing our look at all of the news that came out in the opening ceremony of the Pokemon World Championships. We are having a gander at another treble tag team GX. We've only just had a look at the free baby Pokemon. Well, now it is the turn of, well, let's call them the Gen 4 legendaries. That is to say, Arceus and Dialga and Palkia. Tag Team GX, that's right. The treble tag teams are rolling. So, question is this one any good? Well, you've got 280 HP, which is incredibly high. It's right there with Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. That's huge. Weakness to Fairy is alright at the moment. We do see some Gardevoir and Sylveon decks running around, but you got stuff like Garchomp and Giratina and Reshiram and Zekrom running around, which is probably going to lead to more people playing Fairy, and then that will actually be a really bad thing. You got a retreat cost of 3, which is annoying because it means you don't get access to stuff like buff padding or Pokemaniac, so Boo, Hiss, etc. And you're a Dragon Pokemon. Now, Dragon Pokemon have lost some of their tricks. They don't have Devoured Field to do extra damage, which kind of sucks, but you've still got stuff like End's Preparation, which can accelerate a bit of energy onto it, so it's not all bad. Although you're not hitting anything for weakness, which is annoying. But what does it do? And thankfully, these cards have actually been revealed in English, so we know exactly what they do. 1 water, 1 metal, 1 colorless energy, 150 damage. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way that you like. Then shuffle your deck. And this should immediately remind a whole bunch of you of Pikachu and Zekrom. And the thing is that Pikachu and Zekrom is one of the very best Pokemon in the game right now. Here's the thing. It is both better and worse than Pikachu and Zekrom. Now, in terms of the attack as a whole, it's better. You're still doing the same 150 damage, but whereas Pikachu and Zekrom, you have to attach all 3 energy to one Pokemon. Here you can spread it around. And Pikachu and Zekrom has to be free lightning. Here it can be any free energy. So you can get free lightning energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon if you like, but you can also do like a million other things, whereas Pikachu and Zekrom has got to be free lightning energy to one Pokemon. In that regard, it is significantly better. But then we get to the energy cost. And the energy cost is a bit of a pain. It's payable, but it's awkward. So for argument's sake, you could play this with your Naganadel Quagsire combination, where you get energy onto Naganadel using Naganadel, move it to your active using Quagsire, and then you attach a metal energy for the turn, and there you go. Or you could use something like Solgaleo Prism Star to get some metal energy onto the field. That will survive the rotation because it came out in Ultra Prism. Or something like the Magnezone that can attach as many energy as you like, and then just attach a water energy from your hand. Pikachu and Zekrom, you can use Thunder Mountain Prism Star to reduce your attack cost by 1, and Tapu Koko Prism Star to accelerate an energy, and then attach from your hand, and you're going in one turn. It's not that easy for Arceus and Dialga and Palkia. It is a better attack than Pikachu and Zekrom, but it is not as easy to get rolling. The other thing which is incredibly important here is that you don't have Electro Power. And not having Electro Power sucks. Now, to be fair, you do have Altaria, if you like. But come on. That's not as good, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, you're in this really awkward situation where you're actually hitting 150. Someone like a Blacephalon comes out and Pikachu and Zekrom are all like, boom, Electro Power, KO. and you're like, maybe we can play with Voltaria? See where we're going with this? It's not as easy. I love that you can get any free energy, basic, and put them on any Pokemon that you like. That is flat out phenomenal. I am not loving that this is a more awkward attack to get going. Now, maybe you do just use something like End's Preparation, discard the top 6 cards of your deck, attach any basic energy you find to one of your Dragon Pokemon. Yes, End's Preparation could work very nicely, but it's not guaranteed. And you could end up hitting free metal energy or free water energy, and then you're not actually paying the attack cost. I am not saying I don't like this attack. I love this attack. But it's the same attack as Pikachu and Zekrom, although more adaptable, but it's harder to get extra damage and it's harder to actually get rolling, and that makes me a little bit sad. What it does allow you to do is just play a whole bunch of ridiculous tech Pokemon, because you can just go something like, hey, I fancy playing a Latios GX. Oh, wait a second. If I play Latios GX, I need to be playing at least one fairy energy, but I'm using metal and water for these attacks. Oh, hang on a second. I can literally play like 1 or 2 in my deck, knowing that I can search them out, assuming they're not prized, with my first attack. That is one of the most exciting things for me about this, the fact that you can play silly techs. But oh my goodness, the GX attack is dumb. 1 metal energy. For the rest of the game, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra water energy attached to it, i.e. 1 metal, 1 water, when your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from those attacks, take 1 more prize card. Oh. So for the rest of the game, you're doing an extra 30 damage and taking an extra prize. Yeah, that's dumb. Because now you are getting a 1-hit KO on stuff like Blacephalon. But you're also getting pretty much every non-GX out there, even the bigger stage 2s. I mean, my boy Mamoswine, who has sadly rotated, but let me mention him again, would be going down to this and giving up an extra prize. That's like broken. Now it has to be an attack of Arceus and Dialga, but it says your Pokemon's attacks. Not this Pokemon's attacks, your Pokemon's attacks. And when your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from those attacks, take an extra prize. So if you start using a Pokemon that can hit the bench, you don't take an extra prize. Otherwise, you'd be able to use something like Pikachu and Zekrom. Okay, the energy would be nuts, but just bear with me. To potentially knock out 2 GXs, Dedenne on the bench, for instance, taking 3 prizes off each and taking... Yeah, that would just be silly. But this is nuts. Now, this should remind a whole bunch of you of Lucario and Melmetal, who incidentally also has a GX attack for a single energy. And Lucario and Melmetal, again, it is phrased very similarly. For the rest of the game, your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks. This, for the rest of the game, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to the active. For the rest of the game, you are doing an extra 30 damage and taking an extra prize. That's nuts. And we've seen stuff that take extra prizes being good pretty much throughout the Pokemon trading card game. A little while ago, it was the Plasma Lugia, as long as it had Plasma Energy attached to it. That was pretty gosh darn good. More recently, we've been seeing, well, Guzzlord GX was always a bit awkward, it never really worked, but Mega Sableye and Tyranitar? That seemed pretty good. And there is actually a Guzzlord which is going to be coming out in Cosmic Eclipse that... Well, it's not the cheapest attack ever, right? It is 4 energy, 120, but if you take a KO, you take an extra prize. Which I'm personally pretty excited about. This does that as well, except this is all of your Pokemon. So again, the energy gets kind of awkward, although Beastering helps. But you can play this with that Goslord and be knocking out like a Jirachi for free prizes? That sounds pretty good to me, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I believe, going to lead to some dumb games and some really dumb situations and some really dumb attacks and some really dumb endings. You see where we're going with this? It's getting a little bit silly. Now, it does mean that you basically just use your... And it doesn't do anything, right? Your GX attack, when you use it, doesn't actually do anything. But it sets you up for the rest of the game. And it is 1 metal, 1 water, and that can be awkward to actually get rolling early in the game. But I still think it's phenomenal. I still love it. I worry that everything about this Pokemon is a bit too awkward. I worry that the first attack's attack cost is a bit awkward. I worry that the GX attack's cost is a bit awkward and will end up coming out a turn later than we'd want. But all of this is mitigated by how gosh darn good it could be. I'm going to tentatively give this 4 Wassies. I think there is a lot to love about this, but I don't think it's the easiest thing to get rolling. But I'd like to know what you think, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassie, and Twitch for some live action. Twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio. Bunch of people have over the last few days. Come and join them, it might be fun. And, maybe check out youtube.com/WassiePlays, which is where I talk about games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.